Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at how to adapt our 4-3-3 formation against an opposition's 4-4-2 formation under different types of pressure. Now, in our simplest form, our 4-3-3 comes with 4 at the back, 3 in the midfield, 1 striker, and 2 wingers. The first thing we can do to influence the opposition structure is drop our fullbacks. Now, the aim of that is to be able to influence the opposition's right and left midfielders to create a flat line of 4 so that we can then create space in the second line for our midfielders to receive the ball. Now, our 10 here might drop, our 2 other central midfielders will split so that now we've got passing options in all channels. As a result of the 10 dropping, what will happen is strikers narrow off to prevent that pass from the goalkeeper to the number 10, which should create space on the outside or furthest foot for the centre-backs. All right, so when our centre-back gets the ball, he can then play the ball side midfielder, who, when he receives the ball, should be able to have support underneath from either the fullback or the number 10. In this situation, our fullbacks made the distance on the travel of the pass to support the ball side midfielder underneath, and now we're in an attacking position to go forward. The second thing we can do is to create a double pivot and then try and force the ball centrally to make use of the overload. Here we play the centre back, bounce back to the keeper, who then looks to find the number 8. Now, it's important here that if the opposition are going to press high and aggressively, that the distances between our midfielders are close so that the pass is easier to make. If the pass was going to be too long and the distance too further apart, it gives the advantage to the opposition because they can track their marker and get up real quickly, and it forces the 8 to have to play a more aggressive pass, which could lead to a mishit, a wobbly ball, and make it difficult for the receiver. In this instance, our 8 receives the ball, has pressure applied, and is able to bounce the opposite midfielder, who also recognises that he's got pressure applied, and then when the ball's played to his front foot, he can split the line and find our number 10. Again, for that to work, the distances between each need to be very close so that the pass is easy to make. The second thing we can do, or the third thing I might say, is to drop a midfielder to create the overload in the first line. So if we drop our 6 here, our 2 other midfielders influence their centre midfielders, and our 2 centre-backs can push wider. So the job of the number 6 here is to influence one of the strikers. If he passes too early, their striker might be able to get across and influence our centre-back on the ball. Here our 6 influences, plays our centre-back, and now he's got a whole lot of space to drive. So again, once our centre-back drives and realises he's influenced and engaged a marker, he can then release to either the winger up high or even the ball side midfielder, which he does in this situation. And then we can combine to break lines and release. The other thing we can do is, rather than drop our midfielders centrally, is we can drop our midfielder in wide areas to create an overload. So the important thing here too is both midfielders, so the 6 and 10, are on the opposition midfielders to pin them and prevent them from jumping out wide too early. Centre back gets a ball, and now our midfielder has the ball. Now, depending on what the opposition's left midfielder does here, if he jumps, we might be able to find pass centrally and bounce out. If the left midfielder doesn't follow and sticks with our fullback, our midfielder can then drive in, or he can potentially find another passing option. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas to try with your teams.